Sure, Mazur, yeah, of course. What do you guys think about Reaper over Junkrat or the defensive Pharah and/or them together? Because ID will be playing defensive Pharah.
I would rather see him on the Junkrat here, especially given what we've seen for Junkrat here in the stage. I don't think defensive Pharah is bad. I just think that defensive Pharah, in lieu of one of the stronger defensive heroes in the game, Junkrat, thus far from what we've seen, has not really been the right decision. We've seen Junkrat defenses still do really, really well. We've seen Pharah Junkrat defenses, when you have both, do really well. But we've seen them do less than great when it's Pharah in place of the Junkrat. And the sample size so far, which admittedly is pretty small.
Well, I mean, on the defense, Dummy is going to be playing a Reaper. ID will be on that Pharah. To hang, of course, on Mercy. AZK on 76. Mesrar on the Reinhardt. And Minstrel, of course, on Lucio.
Looking at the offense here coming out from the LG side, it's going to be Esper on the Mercy, Pooks on the Lucio. Gods might very well be showing Hanzo here. I think this is for real. Seagull will be on the Roadhog, Milo on Reinhardt, and Enigma going to be on the Zarya.
Yeah, generally I'd say Dummy should have been on maybe a Roadhog or that Junkrat, but I think he knows that LG loves running this triple tank offense on Dorado.
Gods right now is going to be looking for the early pickoffs. Hanzo, of course, can be very feast or famine. If you get an early pick, it's great, but oftentimes you can end up with absolutely nothing. So a lot going to be riding on the bow and arrow of Gods here as we move forward.
Very passive defense here as they give them a lot of room to get in on this arch.
God's gonna find it though, takes out Dummy, now 65 for LG, and this is where LG going to use the speed boost, going to move in. They know they can be a little bit more aggressive, they have the player advantage, and they're gonna look to take out at least a few extra people here as ID now going into the back, trying to take out Pooks, and Pooks just gonna go around to Gods. Gods will save Pooks, but not before AZK takes out Gods. Now AZK, this is a 76 that we've seen do all sorts of work, does get the double kill here, but his team just sort of dying around him as LG off of those early picks from Gods, able to snowball things in their favor.
The hand going down there really hurt there too. That is going to be first point taken in relatively easy fashion. They never really pressed that defense. They let them walk in about 10 feet past the arch. You really want them to get it right in the arch and then spam them down. Gods takes that really nice early pick and takes down AZK.
AZK is the absolute best person you could hope to pick in that situation. I'm gonna note too for Gods, he was able to take out Dummy early on, and it was from that one pick that everything went so well for LG.
Let's get you back out there.
Yes, maybe not the Widow coming out, but Gods loves to play Hanzo, and it combos pretty perfectly with Zarya, of course, as we've seen. He's making it work.
Almost had a really good Dragon Strike Sonic Arrow combination there. I think the defense was not expecting it coming in from the ground, but here comes ID on the defensive Pharah, looking to go a little bit deeper in, decides to back out in the end. LG getting a little bit stopped where they're at right now as the defense being more aggressive, looking for an opportunity. Not able to get too much yet, but AZK was able to take out Esper in the back line, which means no res for LG. The defense can be way more aggressive. ID just eliminating these supports, gets in the back, takes out Pooks, and slowly but surely, Liquid turning this more in their favor.
Yeah, Myler takes on Dummy. Dummy's going to stay on this at least probably for the Death Blossom, but he has not had a good game on Reaper so far, especially with all the targets that he has. Seagull is going to come up on a Pharah to try to break this offensively, get a little more of the high ground advantage.
Well, this is where we've seen Liquid have some trouble on defense on Dorado. So them making a strong hold here, you know, big for them.
One thing Seagull's gonna have to worry about here is AZK. AZK has had a really good 26. He's gonna activate the Tac Visor. Was using it to get in those supports, but the Sound Barrier going to make this a little bit less than great for him. Gets absolutely nothing done there aside from baiting out that ultimate. But LG now turning the tables in their favor. Gods took ID out of the sky. They have a 6v4 advantage. Make Mercy blow the res very early. Dummy, though, in the back will use the Death Blossom, only taking out Gods. Still looking pretty good for LG here as they move forward. Esper will res up some of the fallen LG heroes. We'll see if they have what it takes to get the last few kills to turn this in their favor, but looking good so far. Seagull in the back looking to take out not one but two supports. Not getting what he needs though, as ID looking for the barrage will get taken out instead. Very back and forth, and again, it does look like LG is getting this in their favor. The Dragon Strike does come in. AZK coming in for a little bit of backup here. Might be blowing Tac Visor soon. Not going to have the opportunity. Gets taken out by Enigma. And this is where Liquid, even though they're streaming on to this point, LG has been able to get the kills they need here overall. It's not quite in LG's favor, or it's not quite LG's point just yet, but they're making it very close, and there it is. They will take it.
I mean, nothing super flashy, but they're just kind of winning their engagement. Seagull's hitting a nice couple of mid-air rockets. I think Dummy is still struggling a little bit on this Reaper. He's losing 1v1s for tanks. You can't be doing that on Reaper. But defense has a couple ults to really work with here. They're going to have Earth Shatter up. They're going to have Tactical Visor. Those are nice to do. As long as they don't get barraged on and totally biff it, they could actually hold this and stall out for a little bit longer.
Oh, here comes Seagull looking for the engage in the next fight. Does have Barrage at the ready, getting pocketed by Esper, looking for the right opportunity. LG right now mostly set up on the cart. They have a Reinhardt on it. And now here comes the defensive attack visor coming out from AZK, already kicking off two. And AZK so good at finding the right opportunity to use attack visor, goes right in, mows down 3 members of the LG squad. And LG not going to get an opportunity to res there. They're just going to have to go back, regroup, and try again. But overall, they are saying a pretty good time here thus far.
They did have to use them both, though. They were the only 2 ults they really had up to work with, Earth Shatter and the Tactical Visor. I mean, they burned them both, and they got good value out of them. Of course, coming in on the other side, this Graviton Earth Shatter Barrage combo is going to be absolutely deadly. Minstrel's got to really try to get some shots in early so that he can get this attack, or this sound barrier up and save them from the impending Graviton.
Most work being done by AZK. Liquid, wants a chance to beat LG in this series. They need Dummy and ID to step it up.
Defense is at full strength right now. Dummy does have a Death Blossom. A little bit deep for his liking, though. Is going to have to back up in a moment. But Liquid doing their best to hold LG back right now. LG sort of stuttering here at the last point, but both teams fully loaded here in ults, really. Lots of options for both sides. And this next fight is about to be underway. LG taking it slow, right behind Reinhardt. The rest of the team going up in that pathway. Now Seagull going to the back, trying to take out the flankers. Will get rid of Dummy. Now going the Concussive Blast back to the other side. Not in position for a barrage here just yet, but with the 6v5 advantage, Mercy's not going to be able to res Dummy. And this is top lane. There's the barrage, setting up the Wombo combo. Seagull with the finisher, gets a double kill. Patience pays off for LG.
It's because they forced out that early sound barrier. You want to save that for when your team gets Graviton so that you have a chance of at least living through something. When that got forced out early, they were very patient on it. Enigma waited, grabbed 4 in the Graviton. The follow-up of the barrage is absolutely brutal.
ID coming in, looking for the barrage, not quite getting the value he wants. Will get rezzed up, but Seagull landing beautiful air shot after beautiful air shot. Dummy does come in, gets a double kill Death Blossom. He was looking for that earlier in the fight, but got taken out in the last fight, wasn't able to use it. But getting a little bit of value here as what was looking very bad for Liquid, they might be able to hold.
I mean, from what I could tell, that was only his first or second Death Blossom of the entire map. So that was sorely needed from Liquid for Dummy to get a few kills there. He needs to rebuild that. And Liquid has not changed their lineup through this entire match.
No, they've been kind of stubborn on it, but it has worked out for them, at least on this last point defense. This is also a point on Dorado that LG has struggled with in the past. It is one of the harder points to grab in the entire game. You really have to make sure that your resurrection and everything is working out well, but defense is always able to reinforce. You have to win a couple very decisive team fights to take this last point on Dorado.
The offensive LG right now posturing behind Milo, looking for the opportunity. The defense, we're getting right into it. AZK, though, getting right into the Reinhardt, is going to live in the end. Came very close to dying. The defense being aggressive, pushing LG back. LG is 4 right now in the backline. Esper holding onto his res. Not going to use it just yet. And really good look here from Liquid as ID going to land the long-range rocket. Does take out the Mercy. And Liquid doing pretty well here. Gods is getting really sneaky, getting onto a point by himself, but he will get punished for that in turn as well.
Yeah, so yeah, LG, you're right, Hex, because we saw it just yesterday. They got stalled out on this very point, and we've seen it in previous games. And we talked about closing out clutch games before. There's only 2 minutes remaining. And Liquid have done a very good job of conserving ults. They have the ult advantage, and the cars can push back a bit.
Well, here comes AZK now with the Tac Visor. Is able to take out Esper with the aid of ID, but even with no res, in comes the side of LG trying to make the most of this. The sound barrier, though, really going to stymie them out a bit here as the defense picking up 2 kills. Seagull in trouble, fighting ID. The Pharah v Pharah fight is going in over the top. Neither getting the rockets that they need, but ID will get the direct to finish it out. And now only 1:35 remaining, and it's probably going to be the last major push here from LG. Luckily for them, they do have Graviton, they do have Barrage. So a lot of tools up for LG nonetheless.
Yeah, also on the defense, they don't have anything to really negate any of that damage coming in. Minstrel had to use the sound barrier to hang only 50% on his way to resurrection. Now that could be up in time. It's going to be very close, but really the Graviton Barrage combo is going to have to hit home huge.
The Graviton is out. Here comes Seagull with the barrage over the top, going to crack the Reinhardt shield, gets a double kill. AZK, though, with the immediate punish. And AZK has been a real thorn in LG's side here. His 76 play, definitely in the elite class in the game, has been doing all sorts of work. Milo, though, was able to get out of the hang, preventing any more resurrections here from the defense, at least for a little bit. And LG's still in this as Enigma now on the cart, giving AZK all he can handle. AZK somehow staying alive. He was down to about 30 HP there for a moment. Sound Barrier going, or Earth Shatter comes in from Mesmer, doesn't get much done. Milo going to drop the Earth Shatter as well. 2 kills here for the offense as they roll in. Make it 4, and LG now with the push that they've needed here for a while. Will they be able to bring it to the end? Certainly looking that way.
Really smart play there by Enigma towards the end. He ran directly to spawn, knowing that the only possibility of Liquid holding that is if Dehang gets out there with his resurrection, as he had 100%. He died before he was able to bring anyone back up. So a final decent push there, mostly just being able to take down Dehang twice in a row. The aforementioned Dehang did get to play the game earlier, though.
Now, Liquid played an extremely solid defense on this final point, and it did seem like there was some indecision, again, from LG not being able to close out these games. There was some very nice plays there by Milo at the end to knock it, to block the Earth Shatter from Mesrar, and to make sure that they completed the map. At the same time, Dummy had his ult and was waiting for that final push and was not effective at all at the end. He was able to kill Gods with 1 kill. But I think that Liquid, considering that they had a lot of problems on the first point, on the second point, and maybe Dummy and ID weren't doing as much work on those first 2 points for 9:37 time. Considering how they played an offense yesterday, very good chance to steal away map 1.
I think they have to be very happy with how that turned out for them at the very least, considering the first couple points went really poorly, especially the first point, which I thought they just conceded with almost no reason to do so. Dummy struggled very badly early on. He finally turned it on towards the end, but as you mentioned, he got his first or second death blossom at like 8 minutes into the game. So they doggedly stuck to that composition. It worked out good for them on the end, but the first 2 points were rough. So being able to set a time of 9:37 is pretty strong there for Liquid. I'd be pretty happy with it.
Well, taking a look here at the defense for LG as they come out is going to be Pooks on the Symmetra, Milo on Lucio, Seagull on the Junkrat, Enigma on Roadhog, Gods on 76, and Esper on Mercy. And this is LG's got to defend for a while here. They were able to cap it out, but it took everything they had and just about every scrap of time. But when you look at LG's defense here, I don't think you can talk about it without looking at 2 players. 1, Seagull, 2, Enigma. Seagull's Junkrat gives a whole lot of problems to teams in trying to get through the archway. In Enigma, his Roadhog has really come to vogue here on this map, and it's been a big reason as why LG's Dorado defense has been so good as of late.
Yeah, and for LG, they really need to maybe even hold on the first point, which, so I think the Symmetra play is good. I think that's why Junkrat is good. They're going to hold under bridge next to lobby near the statue, and they're going to try to just delay as long as possible because they need that extra time if they're going to want a chance to win.
Yeah, Enigma's been able to just absolutely lock down the right side entryway by himself on his Roadhog too, and then he'll come in, kind of peek through the arch, get some clutch hooks. I would not be surprised to see Dehang and ID come over the top on the right side and just to, you know, force a different angle, kind of run a 2- and 4-man squad just to force the attention of LG to be split up.
I'm taking care of you.
So we do see the offense coming in here for the side of Liquid, an offense that really does have a lot of time to work with, but you can't take anything for granted here on Dorado. Oftentimes teams have been stopped here on the first point, and getting through the first point can be a challenge. Perhaps not as much of a challenge as it used to be back when you had to deal with the Widowmaker, but still problematic as lots of places for the defense to hold here, lots of cover, and it can be an issue as we see Enigma now going to take out Mesrar with the antiviral, landing a big hook on the AZK, takes him out as well. Enigma's Roadhog, just an absolute joy to watch here on this map.
Yeah, he owns those stairs. You just can't even bother trying to go over there when Enigma's on his Roadhog trying to just hold it down. He's done it to every team so far. It's just the spot that he likes the most. Again, he came over the top, did ID. I think you come over to the other side. Generally what you did against defensive Widows and just really force their attention elsewise. I don't think you're going to find a way to break in going head-on against this composition.
Sometimes I feel like one of the better options you can do is just run a counter Roadhog yourself and look to hook the other Roadhog, because usually Roadhog will be more aggressive, not behind the shield and all the rest. Is Milo, again, going to take out AZK. AZK down early in this fight. 2 kills here for LG as they move forward. Seagull going to pile on with the concussive mine, and Liquid just going to be sent back to start again. And honestly, right now, I might even say that LG has the most fearsome Dorado defense in the game from what we've seen in the last week or so. Their defense here on this point has been so hard for teams to deal with.
Well, Enigma, Gods, and Seagull have been a great unity of those 3. Enigma has covered the stairs, Seagull's able to play in Hotel, and then Gods can play in Sniper's Nest all around statue. Now Pook says Teleporter, and this is going to give Liquid a little bit of concern that if they don't address the Teleporter, they could win a team fight cleanly and still not capture the fight.
Oh, Enigma sniffed out this flank, got ID, pulled him to the ground, just stops it in its tracks, and now just shooting shot after shot in the Mesrar. Enigma's play has been beautiful, and here comes the tire from Seagull, looking to run some people over, going in over the top, will take out AZK, and just no luck coming out from the Liquid offense right now. LG covering every point, every flank, just everything going well for them.
Yeah, super, I mean, kind of just lucky to be back there when the flank was finally coming in. ID's going to try his luck again, but alone. He's looking for the teleporter. He knows it's up there, but it's in a very defensive position. Enigma's back over here knowing that that flank is coming too. Him and Pooks are going to look. Actually, Pooks going to drop down a very smart turret here so that they know if that flank's coming again.
Dummy does have a Graviton Surge up. This is where Wombo Combo could be on the menu. Still hard to get in and get value, but they're going to do just that. ID was looking for it. Did have part of the barrage. The Resurrection, though, going to be huge. Esper coming in the clutch. All of LG getting right back into this fight, including Enigma, who they use so much power on to take out, and he's going to take out AZK. And this, again, just a gem of defense coming out from LG. 3 kills for them so far here. Seagull getting the tire kill towards the end. Dahang is dead. There will be no offensive res. And this is just one of the hardest points in the game to get in on, and really everything LG doing is highlighting that fact.
Seagull with actually a huge kill on ID before he was able to get the barrage down, so he wins the duel. If ID can kill Seagull, maybe he's able to kill Enigma and the Roadhog. Maybe they're able to push the cart with just him and Mez. The big kills by Enigma, only a minute left to go, and they really haven't had to use many of the teleporter chargers. Liquid's got to be very concerned about even getting to this first checkpoint.
So we have Enigma going in even deeper with the Whole Hog, and Whole Hog, it's an interesting ult. It's not the greatest kill ult, but it can give you a lot of delay in a game here. It can really make the team go back, and oh my goodness, the mid-air hook on the dummy. He gets knocked into the air, Zarya, and then pulled back. He's going to get saved, at least in the meantime, by the sound barrier, and he's still actually in this here. Going the Graviton Surge, pulling in some of the members here of LG. A big Wombo Combo coming in from Liquid, finally opening the way. The Resurrection did get off, though, from Esper before he went down. We'll see if it's going to be enough. I don't think it is. And Liquid, only with a few members here remaining, but we'll see now. LG does potentially have an out here to get in. The teleporter is up. They are starting to get back onto the point. And from this teleport from Pooks, they might be able to stop Liquid just yet. And if they were able to hold here, and here comes the Earth Shadow from Milo. Hold the phone. Ford getting knocked down. Will it be enough of a setup for Gods as Gods now on the side 6 in the back line, looking for a little bit more. ID going to go down to that rifle, but 3 kills now for LG as they're coming back alive off of that teleporter.
I mean, just to tell you, it's also really nice healing station positioning by Gods, who knew that Milo was just going to be hanging around the cart swinging his hammer too, so he got a ton of passive healing from the 76 there as well. Seagull was able to knock down a Zarya early, which really slowed down their momentum too, and now LG in pretty decent position, probably looking for a full hold.
Elo getting the double kill, and LG looking like they're going to get this full hold. It doesn't even matter that their offensive time was a little bit slow, because if they kill Minstrel here, if they can solve for just a little bit longer on the point, they will win this map outright and be up 1-0 over Team Liquid.
Okay, I thought we'd have some last-second heroics. Minstrel, always known for staying alive as long as possible, but LG taking it home, so, you know, Liquid put themselves in a good position with their final hold on the last checkpoint here in Dorado defense, and then just not able to get anything going on offense. Seagull, Gods, Enigma doing their part and all counts. And, you know, this is the one time that Liquid was able to make it happen, but they never addressed the teleporter, so it didn't really matter. And I think if you can't find the teleporter, that's what happens.
It's important for LG to have a signature map that they can lock down on defense. All the best teams have, in their good runs, have had a map that they know they can go to and shut down a team on first point if they have to. For Cloud9, that's been Hollywood in the past. For the IDDQD former team, now Envious, it has been Kings Row first in the past. And as you mentioned, ZP, I think Dorado is their best shot to really lock teams out on first point if they have to. Now, granted, their offense was slow, but it doesn't matter if you just never give up that first point. Their first point Dorado defense has been absolutely their signature as of late, and every team who's going to win tournaments and win championships needs a map like that they can rely on to successfully lock down and give themselves an advantage.
It is good to have a map like that to rely on, but I do think other teams right now in the tournament are watching this game, including, of course, C9, who will play the winner of this matchup right now. And if you're C9 watching the stream, I think you just ban out Dorado and don't let LG play on a map that they are really good on.
Yep.
Just map ban-wise, I think you don't have all that many maps you can ban in the best out of 5 format, but you do have a few bans. I think using it on Dorado versus LG is probably a good idea, because LG does look much stronger on that map than they do look on some of their others, but it does look like Kings Row will be the second map, and we should be ready to go in just a moment.
I think Kings Row is actually a smart choice coming out of Liquid. I don't think they want to go to Hollywood, and I don't think they should go to Gibraltar, just because that requires, like, I think one of the most teamwork intensive maps, and I don't think they really just have that synergy right now, especially with, you know, the new roster. And Nepal still can go either way. So I think Kings Row is the right choice for Liquid, considering how they played yesterday and just considering the map pool for both teams. And if they can't win here, it might be a quick 0-3 out for Liquid. So they really need to pick up this map.
How strange is this? This is our 4th best of 5 of the night, and this is the first time we've seen Kings Row.
I don't even know what to think of that. Brave New World? Maybe just the teams who were following the beginning not really caring for it?
Well, you've had Envy and Cloud9 both banning it out in their map drafts because they'd rather not play it. So, it's good to see. A solid match.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like, we keep seeing this defensive Pharah, and I keep going to myself, why is this keep happening? But you know what? I'm going to start accepting it. Just more and more that it's going to. As a Pharah player, it's still really odd and weird to me. Dummy is going to be on Reaper. I think that was a pretty solid choice. Junkrat still seems to be the better option, and I think LG showed why that is. Especially if you're running defensive Pharah like Cloud9, I think you do need the Junkrat with it. It doesn't seem like that would be the better choice. ID also plays a pretty good Junkrat, and he's had success playing defensive Junkrat. Even on Kings Row as of yesterday, so this surprised me a little bit.
I just wonder if Dummy does not have a good Junkrat or a Junkrat that he feels super comfortable on, because I feel like in both situations where he's been playing early Reaper, Reaper's fine maybe later in the map, or if you need it, or to adjust to a composition, but I think early Junkrat is a smarter choice on both sides. He'll be playing defensive Reaper, AZK defensive 76, Minstrel defensive Lucio, Mez on the Reinhardt to hang, of course on Mercy, and ID on the defensive Pharah.
Look at the full offense coming out here from the LG squad. It's going to be Seagull on the Pharah, Milo on Reinhardt, Esper on the Mercy, Enigma on the Zarya, Pooks on Lucio, and God's going to be rounding it out here on the 76. And again, LG is a team that usually will take its time a little bit here on their attacking runs. They don't like rushing onto the point and giving the defense a whole ton of ult. So they will bide their time, but if they get a pick, whether it be from Gods in the back or Seagull Rocket Harass, they will immediately go in to capitalize.
AZK versus Gods, so you can get the ult charge faster.
AZK versus Gods, a very good matchup, both incredible 76 players. And AZK has been very impressive in particular. I don't think his McCree play was quite on the same level as, say, God's McCree play, but his 76 play definitely seems to be a more natural option for him. And LG right now, they're taking good position. We see Milo here on the top, everyone hiding behind his shield, looking for an opportunity, as now Seagull going in on the flank, getting in on the back line, now in hot pursuit of AZK, has to reload though at the last moment. AZK going to get out from there as a result. Reload not necessarily in Seagull's favor, but still, LG now all around the point, surrounding the defense, and now just desperately looking for that first pick.
And a super interesting angle they took there too. Now it was a really nice concussion early on to kind of relocate Milo, make sure that push took a little bit longer. Gods does take down ID though, so now Seagull largely unopposed in the sky.
The resurrection is going to come in from to hang to bring up those fallen heroes. Esper, though, does have the res in the back, so you can have a few people die here, but the resurrection will be able to come in. But no, Esper not able to get the resurrection off. Going down, 3 kills here for the defense of TL, and TL going to push this right back.
So that the beginning of that went about as good as it could have gone for Luminosity. They played it right. They went through alley. They went up to defensive sniper's nest, and they had Reinhardt and half their team pushed in there. They made it difficult for Liquid to play defense. They split them up, and even with the first 2 picks, Liquid was able to pull it back, got the mercy kill. They're able to regroup now with ult control.
Meanwhile, looking at the defense here, Dummy just hiding in this corner here, waiting for the offense to go in, hoping no one sees him. He goes in, finds Seagull, gets a Death Blossom, speed boosted in, gets Pooks as well. A well-calculated double kill coming out from the side Dummy, but the resurrection from Esper will come in, followed up by a sound barrier. LG is back, fully alive, fully protected here by the sound barrier, and Seagull could be drawing the barrage, will drop the barrage, immediately deletes the hang, looking for a little bit more. Let's see if he gets more. ID, though, in the back with Dummy, able to get 2 to 3 kills, and really, Liquid's still fighting in here, despite what was a very good turnabout from LG as ID going to just dome Seagull to end that fight.
Seagull got 1, but ID got 2, so he got Esper, and he was able to get Seagull in the end. And Liquid playing pretty strong on defense.
Well, there's some offensive switch-ups here, like very unorthodox. Enigma is going to run an offensive Tracer early on. God switches to a Widowmaker.
God's on the Widow looking for the pickoffs if he can get them. God's, of course, very comfortable on the Widow. Haven't seen as much Widow in this recent patch. 2 kills here for the defense as they group around. And the offense definitely seemed a little bit more spread out here for the side of LG. Definitely not quite as coordinated as it was in the beginning. And they feel like they need to take more risks right now because they do. They only have about 1 minute and 30 left.
Well, God's on Widow. He tried to get a pick. He wasn't able to. Got taken down by Dummy. He almost has wall hack. They're going to use that to utilize the next big fight. But AZK has his ult, and him having that alone might be enough to stall out Luminosity.
God's able to take down Dummy. Now 65 in favor of LG. This could be the option or the opportunity that they needed to hang. Might not use that res just for Dummy. We'll find out here in just a second. He is holding on to the res, and he's not going to use it. So this is a true 65 opportunity. But here comes AZK with the tac visor. Will he be able to get the picks he needs? Takes out Milo, looking for a little bit more. Takes out Gods.
Oh my God.
And AZK making it a triple kill. Had everything in his sights.
Huge res,
big res coming up from Esper. And LG now with the sound barrier resurrection coming right back in. It was a beautiful res coming out from Esper, but Dummy able to get into the back line, taking out 2, looking for a little bit more. Seagull making him blow Wraith form, but Seagull not long for this world. He's gonna get taken out. So it's a good res and sound barrier, but Dummy able to turn the tides with the Death Blossom in the back line.
I have no idea how Hang was able to stay alive there. He did this crazy wraparound Wily Coyote move into a small pack and then up and around again. He stays alive. They're gonna have an actual resurrection advantage, which is rare in Overwatch, as Esper had to blow his only 30% on his, and they have to go.
They're moving in right now, and oh no, Mesrar able to take out Seagull with the Fire Strike, aided by the rocket from ID. Now 65 in favor of the defense. ID gang to back, deleting 2 with that barrage. And this might be GG here for Team Liquid. A huge defense coming out. ID with some really good fair play. So even though we're not the biggest fan of the defensive fair, oh my God, the rocket at the end. Even though we were sort of judgmental of the defensive Pharah, it did work out there for Team Liquid, even without the Junkrat.
I mean, I do understand, because ID, it is his favorite character, it's the character he's best at. As a Quake player, he wants to shoot rockets. Junkrat is probably the better for the meta, but ID is just really good, so it is definitely acceptable for him to just kind of go off. As he did all game, he won the war, and Liquid with a really solid hold on first point. You know, LG had a great opportunity on the first team fight. Yeah. They did what they were planning to do. They made it methodical. They went up to Sniper's Nest. They split the defense. And they got the first 2 picks. And then they were not able to close that out. And then since that attack ended, Liquid really kind of dominated the rest of the map.
Well, win condition as simple as it can be. They just need to capture first points. Now, if LG is on a full hold, then it will be the first draw we've seen in a very long time, which is extremely rare for competitive Overwatch. So really, that's it. Liquid just has to capture first. That is as simple as it can be for Stopwatch, and I'm just stunned with that defense. And, you know, I'm a huge fan of defense, especially in Overwatch. I think it's what separates the best teams from every other team, and maybe this could be their new signature. If they can just really lock down this early Kings Row defense, that would bode very well for Liquid's future prospects.
Well, take a look here at the defense coming out from LG. LG will be giving us a bit of a different look. They'll be running defense that's not all that dissimilar from the defense that they ran on Dorado. It's going to be Gods on the 76, Pooks on the Symmetra, Milo on Lucio, although he's going to be switching off to the Reinhardt in the end. Just Lucio, the speed boost out the Symmetra, and others in the very beginning. Seagull is going to be on the Junkrat, Enigma on the Roadhog, and Esper will be on the Mercy. So Junkrat, Roadhog coming out again, and I think from what we've seen results-wise, I prefer this a little bit more to the Pharah defense, but how can you argue with the results that Liquid just got with ID on the Pharaohs?
Well, offensively, ID will be on Pharah. Dahang will be on Mercy. Dummy's going to flex off into Zarya, which I think is one of his best heroes the last couple days from what we've seen. AZK offensively on 76. Mez will be playing the Reinhardt, and Minstrel on Lucio.
All Liquid has to do is get first checkpoint, so as I've yelled at maybe 5 to 1,000 times before, all they can lose 3 to 4 team fights in a row, and well, that's not good, but it's fine. They can all get ult. It will be almost impossible to lose with the amount of ults and combinations that they have for the lineup right now.
Where does it hurt?
Well, let's see what they do. I think we're going to see ID probably try to come in very aggressively and go around the back. That's generally what these combos try to do, just try to reestablish an angle, take the high ground away from the defense.
Looking at the defense here, Seagull very much at home here in this Junkrat hotel. So hard to actually deal with the Junkrat when he's far back, but also Junkrat can flank you if you don't deal with him. One of the best places that Junkrat can stand, definitely causing matchup issues. Meanwhile, on the completely opposite side of the defense, we have Gods here on the 76 perch, and he can be an issue to deal with. Pharah, though, will be getting to the back line relatively quickly here as Seagull takes out ID. Milo on the Mesrar. 2 quick kills here for the LG side. And again, this is a multi-threat LG defense where you have to worry about Enigma, you have to worry about Seagull, you have to worry about Gods. Either one of them can completely end your team.
It was such a cool initiation by ID, too. He got around the angle, used Concussion Blast. There was a late Zarya shield to keep him completely safe as he reestablished himself in the high ground, and then he just got chunked.
Seagull is actually changing to Genji. Maybe he realizes that he's going to need Sword in exchange for the amount of ults that can come out from Liquid side.
Very well could be a thing. This has been a good look here so far from Team Liquid. They are getting to a point. A reminder, if they cap this point, they will even up the series 1-1. LG cannot give this up for any reason right now. We're watching Enigma lay damage into the Reinhardt shield, trying to create an opportunity. The rest of LG to the left, to the right, really flanking in and about this. As both teams not really committing here just yet. ID, though, able to dodge a hook, ends up getting killed by the melee and the Earth Shatter coming in from Mesrar. Will it set up Liquid for glory? Resurrection coming in from the defense. Esper bringing up all those fallen heroes. And Seagull now in the Genji takes out Dummy in the back, fighting Minstrel. This is not a winning matchup for the Lucio, and Seagull might be completing a triple kill here in just a moment.
Well, the problem is they gave up the high ground. IED bailed on it to try to dive and take down Esper, but then Gods came in with his tactical visor unopposed on this ledge here and absolutely cleaned up. Most importantly, took down Dahang early in that fight.
Now, they used Mez's ult, they used Attack Visor for AZK, but Minstrel still has Sound Barrier coming up. Seagull is going to have Sword, and they do have to be aware of that, plus Teleport. But they have enough.
Repton does come up. Seagull is able to get out of it, is going to have Sword here in a moment. AZK, though, able to take out the Mercy in the very beginning. 2 kills here for the offense. Here comes Seagull, though, with the Dragon Blade, looking to slice and dice him back. AZK giving him the runaround. Will go down, but puts him out of position enough that his team is able to capitalize. Enigma, one last people remaining here for LG. If LG loses this point, the map is over. It will be 1-1. Liquid with good positioning. This is all hands on deck here now for LG. They need to rush onto the point. Gods throws his body onto it. It is not enough. And Team Liquid going to take King's Row over Luminosity. We have a series now. It is 1-1. And we'll see where LG brings us.
Dummy's making me
Oh,
laugh.
wow, Dummy.
Yeah.
Preempting Twitch chat.
Well, that is 1-1.
Right, a little bit better there.
Liquid takes a map. Now it's going to be up to Luminosity Gaming to decide which map we're going to next. 1-1. Liquid looking good. I mean, they're going to be doggedly on this Pharah Mercy combo, but if you're running it as well as they are, I think you can stick with it.
I will say that even in the new Blizzard game mode, the map would end then.
It's true.
So,
absolutely true.
Technically, not a stopwatch thing.
No, it's not.
That's
a
Blizzard official rule set.
Yeah, that's an official Blizzard thing. It would stop if they got 29. So Liquid now making it a series extremely stronghold, especially because they did it on defense. But we knew their offense was going to be good.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. It's been the opposite because they weren't able to get past, first point on Dorado. Of course, that's one of LG's best maps, but having that on a defense on Kings Row is looking really good. Now we do get to go into Hollywood. I really do have to favor LG on here, but with the Pharamedic continuing to do things, you can win first point. If you can saw, we saw Tailspin take over Hollywood against Cloud9. So it's very possible to do the same thing for Liquid.
Well, Liquid's going to be on attack first, as it was Luminosity Gaming's map choice. They get to choose the side. We're jumping right into it, and it is 1-1 between Luminosity Gaming and Team Liquid.
Hollywood, this map I feel like could go either way. Certainly we've seen LG have really good games on it, but the new Liquid, they are a wild card. I think that they have areas where they are very good at, and Hollywood, not entirely dissimilar to Kings Row, but definitely does have differences in how teams approach, how they want to go through point A, and certainly how they deal with the streets phase.
Well, it looks like they're going to be running a pretty standard-looking defense here. That is going to be Pooks on the Symmetra, Enigma, of course, running his defensive Roadhog. Esper will, of course, be on Mercy. Milo on the Lucio, just to get that Symmetra out as fast as possible. He'll likely be playing a Reinhardt. Gods is going to come up on the Soldier 76, and Seagull, for the moment, is on his own defensive Pharah.
I mean, really what it is, I think the Seagull pick of Pharah over Junkrat makes more sense to me just because he's had so much success recently with the Pharah Mercy combo, but Gods is the main decision maker. If he wanted to play Widow or if he feels like Soldier is going to be the right choice. To me, I still think it's easier for Soldier to kill Pharah now than it is Widow, considering you have to hit the headshot. So I feel like Soldier's the better choice.
Ready to move.
Also, in general, I like the Soldier on Hollywood to begin with. I think it's always been good, even though there are times where Widow did get priority. A Soldier right here in the back, where Gods is right now, can be such a pain to displace. And looking at the full defense as it rolls out here for LG, it's going to be Milo on the Reinhardt, Gods on the 76, Enigma on the Roadhog, Pooks on Symmetra, Seagull on the Pharah, and Esper going to round things out on the Mercy.
So I think AZK just took a huge chunk of damage. Luckily, that was not a Symmetra orb, which I first thought it was, because that would give a huge charge. He ate a rocket early on.
Seagull is already at 47% ult charge. Yeah. That's why he took a huge chunk of damage. It was a damage-boosted rocket from long range, and that only hit AZK, but had splash damage as well. So Seagull might be reigning justice here on this first fight. Really good play coming out from him with this poke.
Oh
my goodness, Seagull just landing big shot after big shot, just absolutely decimating the defense or the attackers of Team Liquid to the point that they even got a fire strike kill towards the end.
Yeah, he died there too. I mean, that really slows down the push. Seagull at 100% on his barrage. ID, as a comparison, nearly 40% now. That's all past the charge. Milo!
Ooh.
Are you kidding me?
That's brutal. That was an absolutely brutal fire strike followed up by Seagull's rockets, and this right now has just been a great defense coming out from LG. Liquid, they haven't even got a chance to set up. They've just been getting wrecked by this long-range poke coming out from Seagull.
They haven't gotten past Kari yet. Pooks already has Teleporter down, and they weren't aware of Teleporter on Dorado. It's going to be up to ID to find it and kill it.
That is as
Seagull
good
does have
as
the barrage up still.
90 seconds you could ask for on defense.
Seagull has barrage up still. He's hiding up here, waiting for his opportunity. Got to come in over the top. Has the hang in his sights. Goodbye, Mercy. Gets deleted by the barrage. Justice raining from above. There will be no resurrection here for the offense now. LG, we'll see if they can turn this in their favor. Dummy and Mezra are really getting a lot of value in the back line of the defense. The defense was able to get a res up, though. Mezra now in a little bit of trouble, but that wasn't bad for Team Liquid, given how that started with Seagull just deleting the Mercy, and oh my god, the shot onto Minstrel to just take him out midair. Seagull's having one heck of a game right now.
Now, there could be a little bit of a saving grace for Liquid is that LG used almost all teleporter charges when they probably didn't have to because the team fight was already over and they had won it at, I think it was 2-on-1 at the very end, but they used 4, so if they win this team fight, there probably still isn't enough for LG to come back.
Sound barrier is coming in here from the side of Liquid. Liquid trying to make the most of this. They did take out Pooks early on. Note the teleporter is up. So if this isn't as decisive, LG can stream back into the fight. Oh my god, Gods just got styled on. The knockback into the midair from ID. Absolutely beautiful. And now ID, will he drop the ultimate here in a second? Looking for them. the Mercy in the back. Not able to get it just yet. Going the barrage in the room. Not necessarily the greatest barrage, and LG is going to hang on here for at least a little bit. Seagull eats a mid-air rocket, but Enigma finally going to put an end to it with the hook.
Yeah, Tahang has died really early in the last couple fights with Resurrection up. That has been the difference so far. Esper's gotten reses while Tahang has not. Esper already at 50% on that charge. 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds there because the team was so damaged.
Enigma hanging in here. Here comes the Grouton Sergio out from Liquid, moving in. Whole Hog, though, on the way up for Enigma. Will just mow down Dummy. Will do a little bit more. Both teams getting into it right now. However, there will be no res coming in here for the defense. We're able to get the Mercy in the beginning to hang with the offensive Resurrection. And Liquid out their best look here all game. Teleporter's not up. Seagull coming in with the barrage, takes out Tahang, but ID with the immediate punish. Still a very good defense coming out from the side of LG. They bought themselves a whole lot of time. If they get 1 or 2 wipes in the street space, that might be all they need for a full hold.
Now maybe a little bit of an opportunity to pick off Milo, but he decides to back off. So slow start coming out of Liquid. They were not able to get anything going. Seagull and Milo doing a lot of damage and a lot of work for the first 3 minutes of that checkpoint. They're going to be able to get on top of the saloon and get high ground. Gods has switched on to Widow. We've seen him play pretty well on Widow so far at this point for Hollywood.
Yeah, I think he's more comfortable on Widow here, especially with the distance that he's going to have between other people. He already took down ID, who was not expecting to jump into a Widow right there.
So we do have Gods here on the Widow in the back, as mentioned, looking for the pickoffs. Ultimates, though, are going off. AZK with the tack visor. Usually who does that support will go down. Not getting it just yet. Gods, in fact, going to take down ID. So the defense handling the ultimates here from Liquid pretty well, as now Enigma getting into the back line, taking out 3. Milo got to hang. No offensive res going to be on the menu. And LG not making this easy on Team Liquid at all, as Team Liquid going to suffer a full wipe here in the streets phase.
Yeah, Gus took down ID again. They have not had an answer for it. Really, Dummy's going to have to try to jump him. That's their best bet. He's the only one capable of doing it, unless ID is somehow escapes those shots and is able to dislodge him from the roof himself, or they could take a different angle of approach here. That looks like that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to come in right side and just take away his sight line.
Seagull right now does have Barrage at the ready. Raven just ran it here on top of Liquid. Liquid has to be careful about how they approach this. ID, though, is looking at Seagull, will be trying to kill him in fair v fair action. And now this is really just breaking down all over the place. Everyone's spread out. AZK not going down just yet, able to avoid Seagull for a little bit longer. Will he get the kill here? He will not. AZK, or Seagull able to take him out in the end. Dummy, though, with the fall through. Just absolute chaos between both teams. Resurrection, though, will be coming in here from Tahang in just a moment. Resurrection already went up for the LG side. And this is just taking place all over, or fights taking place all over the place right now.
Dummy did get a lot of kills there. He was able to get Pooks in the very beginning of that fight, and he was able to kill Seagull at the end, and that's probably going to secure Liquid at least able to push the cart until the final checkpoint. LG is going to have to regroup at the end. If they trickle in this way, they aren't going to be able to defend last point.
Seagull right now on the defense, takes out Tahang from a mile away from downtown. Seagull with a huge Mercy pickoff. LG definitely with an opportunity here. They do have still have their Mercy up. They will be able to get a big Resurrection off, potentially, if this fight goes not in their favor. Enigma right now fighting it out here versus Winston versus Lucio. Both teams getting on top of the cart, but Liquid starting to get the momentum in their favor despite the Mercy pick that started out that fight.
Yeah, Mez was just cleaning up kind of the stragglers, just swinging the hammer, hits a lot of people, does a ton of damage, so no Resurrection coming from either side. They're both going to have it in this next fight. Mez continues to do work, takes down Seagull again.
This game has had so many snipe fire strikes from both sides. It's just absolutely unreal. It's been a good round for being Reinhardt and getting kills from long range.
6 fire strikes coming out from Mez and Milo. And that's allowed Liquid to push the cart and have a good chance of setting a reasonable time. What looked like may have been a lost game for them on the first checkpoint might be okay.
Seagull right now going straight to the back, has the hang in his sights, lays down the barrage, gets 2 kills. ID will punish. A lot of damage has been done to Hang, going the res up the Fallen Heroes immediately. And here comes Team Liquid fighting right back. The Resurrection giving them the ability to move right back into the other team. 2 extra kills here from AZK. And LG just getting rolled right back into their spawn. So it started out pretty good from Seagull. The Resurrection, though, turning the tides, and LG finding themselves in the back foot.
Well, if Esper can stay alive, oh my god, Seagull just got wrecked by ID, Midi out of there, but they are going to have a resurrection from Esper here. Enigma does have a Death Blossom, they still have a shot to hold this defense. Esper dies after the res comes off.
Now this is looking really good for Team Liquid right now. It was looking rough for a while, but they have got momentum in their favor. The barrage coming in from ID, but don't write off LG just yet. They, in the last gas defense, it is working. They're getting more kills than Team Liquid. Team Liquid down the Dummy here on the point. Dummy totally outnumbered, going to get just swarmed by the LG defense. So LG able to fight back in a situation where usually the offense will win.
Yeah, ID was able to take down Seagull at the very beginning. It looked like they were going to be able to close the map out. They had ult advantage, and they were not able to close it out in the end. God's got 2 big kills on Tracer. It seems like the last-minute Tracer picks have, like, come out more than just stalling the cart. They end up getting big kills at the end of these games.
And then they stand Tracer going, oh, hey, Tracer's actually pretty good. Enigma right now, though, with a huge opportunity, sizing up the offense as they roll in, the offense sticking together. But now at the sound barrier, Enigma can go into the clump. Instead, chooses to go for fair in the back. I'm not sure if that was the option he should have gone for, but the Earthshatter is coming in here from the defense. They're moving in. God's getting the double kill. Enigma does go off with the Death Blossom, getting 2 kills in the back. But the resurrection, absolutely huge here for Dahang, going to bring up all those fallen Team Liquid heroes, giving them a second chance at life. Enigma, though, still in the back, will get taken out. Earthshatter, though, coming in from Milo. This might clean up the fight entirely in favor of LG.
No, they missed the second half of that support combo. They wanted to res into Sound Barrier. Minstrel died right before the res finished. Gods was able to clean him up, too, doing even more work on that Tracer. They get that Sound Barrier, that fight might look very different.
Thanks for the assist.
Now they have 30 seconds. They still have sound barrier. They're more than likely going to have res again by the fight. By the time the fight starts, ID should have barrage, so Liquid does have a shot here, at least closing out the map.
Good pulse bomb coming in from Gods, does not connect. He's switching to Seagull, looking to see if Justice is going to be on the menu. He's coming in over the top. Has to be looking here for the Mercy instead. Looking for ID instead. ID going to go down. And now will the barrage be coming in? Drops it right on AZK, takes out AZK. Dies in the process, but I would say worth, if nothing else. And here comes the offensive Team Liquid. Will they cap it on the end? Enigma just getting pushed all the way back. He's not going to be able to get to the point in time as much as he would like to. And Liquid, in the end, going to cap it out. But they needed just about every little bit of time to do so.
Enigma got a huge hook on Dahang to begin that team fight. Killed him at the very beginning. I thought that LG was going to take it from there, but then Esper dies at the end, and then they had a 3-on-3 skirmish, and Dummy with some big plays at the end of that map to secure Liquid at least a finishing time. I mean, it's a little bit over 9 minutes, I think it's at 9:45, 9:50 or so, so there's a good opportunity. Oh, it's going to be exactly 10 because of the overtime, 10:01. So that's, you know, it's very beatable, of course, for LG. They've been playing well on Hollywood so far, and I think it's looking pretty good for LG going in offense.
Yeah, for LG, I mean, obviously they would have preferred the full hold, and they had the potential to do it there, but holding a team for that long in Hollywood, you can't feel bad about that in the end. That's still very, very good for the defense. It gives your offense a big chance to come in and finish it out for you. So I think for LG, they're perfectly okay with this, and we'll see if they're able to take it to Liquid here on the first point.
Well, we'll see what Liquid wants to run here on the defense. I think, you know, do you think they're going to run? Well, they are going to run the Pharah, but no Symmetra. Definitely not their style as of late, for sure. They've not been favoring Symmetra really on any map, but that is because they're going to run a Pharah and a Mercy on defense. Again, Minstrel, of course, will be running the Lucio. Mez is going to be on Reinhardt. Dummy right now is queued up as the defensive Reaper. AZK, I would guess a Soldier 76.
Yeah, I believe that is what we will see at the end, too. I think that part of the issue for Liquid is that because they're playing with technically stand-ins, they haven't practiced a lot together, they only have a certain amount of comps that they can play, and this is probably the one that they've been using in scrims, and this is the one they feel most comfortable with. So really the flex decision is up to ID either going Junkrat or Pharah, or then Dummy going Junkrat or Reaper. He has preferred going Reaper in the majority of these games, along with Reaper doing a lot of work in this current meta. Reaper does seem to be a pretty solid pick, but if the other team doesn't go heavy tank, I still think it's a mistake.
Yeah, Reaper has been kind of, you know, in and out of the meta. He used to be very popular on this map. Tavik used to play Reaper a ton on this map on Hollywood, hiding behind trees, looking for drop downs, things like that. So Dummy has struggled a little bit early on, but he's kind of been decent on second and third points on his Reaper. We'll see what he gets done early here. Gods is on that offensive Widow, though.
All right, so the gates are open. LG now on the attack, looking for the right opportunity here, looking to beat the time that Liquid just set on them, and it is a very beatable time indeed. And for LG, I would not expect them to change anything up here too much. They're going to be patient here on their attack, going to look for an opportunity, but they're not going to force it.
Well, they've got all the time in the world, so they really can afford to be patient in every stage of this game. ID with a really nice concussion blast ruins their early plans, at least. Gods gets 2 picks. Dummy and
Gods showing that Widowmaker still has the burst potential. Got the double kill to start that out. And now this is already going to be LG's point, barring a miracle, as AZK going to get domed. Gods coming in style. As Enigma going to get to the back and killed to hang. Again, kind of a bad day to be a Mercy in general. Mercy's just getting targeted left, right, and center. Seagull now, the last little bit of follow-up here on the point. But big shout out to Gods here, really making this a very quick capture for LG.
Everyone forgot, Widow's still really good. Just gotta shoot people in the head to instantly kill them. I mean, that was great coming out of LG, opening up some space just like they used to, except now Farah and Mercy, the combo is even easier and better to open up space. Gods, no one contests him in IT room, and he just kills 2-3 people to secure them first point, and LG looking good to take Hollywood.
God's still looking for the grapple shots. If you were able to get another one there, that would be absolutely gigantic, especially in an era where teams aren't really expecting to get picked as much by Widow. Still, though, the defense moving really far, and Dummy leading the way, able to take out Gods, and Liquid being so aggressive here. They take out 3 people in that push-in, so I don't think LG was really expecting that, but really, Liquid saw an opportunity and they went with it.
You know, I like that. Liquid's like, nah, we ain't taking that first point. We ain't getting rolled over. I like that a little bit of aggression there. They got 3 picks. They showed that Liquid LG can't just go in like that.
Reaper 1 is about the trade you want there too, especially given the spawn distances here, but I really like it too. It kind of sets the tone. Dummy just jumped God, said they're tired of it, got the rest of his team there, and it's really, I think, a smart move.
ID coming in for the flank, just takes out Seagull with the mid-air shot, looking for Esper, gonna grab Esper as well. The double kill, the triple kill from ID. Who even needs a barrage when you can land direct rockets like that? But speaking of multi-kills, Gods was getting 2 in the back line. Really back and forth on both sides, and LG still making this fight their own despite the heroics of ID.
Yeah, meanwhile, the tanks are untouched on the cart here.
ID gets 3, but Enigma and Milo don't die, so they're able to push the cart.
They're moving in right now. Milo going to go down. Or sorry, Mezrar going to go down to Milo as Enigma right now. Moving forward, looking for the hooks. Will he get the hook here? Has Mercy in his sights potentially. Goes back the other way. Here comes the whole hog. Going to knock Reinhardt back after Reinhardt gets knocked down. But here comes Justice coming out from ID. Not doing as much as he wants. Seagull counter Justice. Taking out 2, taking out 3. As LG's offense, all sorts of explosive right now. And all meanings of the word.
Yeah, kill feed is alternating back and forth, but that does not matter. When you have a resurrection up, you can negate all of those kills. That's going to grab them first point. They've got a little shy of 7 minutes to close out this map.
Now, AZK probably needs to go off of Reaper. He's going to stay more than likely because of Death Blossom, and that's good because Enigma went back from Tracer into the Roadhog. So, yeah, Liquid's going to have to put up the same type of defense that LG did previously, and they're going to have to hold 6.5 minutes.
This is going to be a long hold for Liquid. Everything that could go right for LG in this game has gone right. And LG's really been showing dominance, but here comes the defense rushing in off that sound barrier. The offense giving them plenty of space. They get behind the Reinhardt shield, they back up, and now they take out Dummy, and they're going to be going in as a team, moving forward. This is all sorts of bad for Liquid. That is not how they wanted that to work out.
Really patient there on the offense, just letting the sound barrier die away, making it absolutely useless. They get a pick there as well, starting that fight 5v6. Is not exactly what you wanted as the initiating defense. AZK almost has Death Blossom up. He's going to need to hit a huge one.
They're moving in. A big Earth Shatter coming in from Milo. Knocks down 2. Charge in, trying to do a little bit more. 1 kill for Milo off of that, as now LG only needing a few more kills, but ID over the top gets 1 kill. Tries to take out Seagull. Seagull says nah, takes him out. Double kill hill for Seagull. The resurrection coming out from Dahang won't be enough. Seagull still feasting over the top. In comes the barrage. Justice raining from above. And LG now in a great spot to end this game.
AZK is going to need that Miracle Death Blossom. He's got it up. He's the only one alive who's going to be able to push it. He dies to his counterpart in Gods on his own Reaper. To hang also dead. This should probably be the end of it for Liquid.
Yeah, they trickle in.
Absolutely crazy. Seagull's not stopping. He's getting all sorts of cleanup kills on this point, and LG is going to obliterate the time that Liquid set, and that is going to put them up 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, not a whole lot that Liquid could do there at the end. LG ran through. Liquid put up a little bit of a fight in the middle ground, but for the most part, that was just LG playing better as a team and picking apart Liquid, which seemed to be maybe not so comfortable at the end. Some different picks coming out. They weren't able to get the ultimates really working in combination with each other.
No, AZK missed a couple Death Blossoms. He had it out, but he got stalled out in the middle of one, got absolutely 0 kills on it. He was actually just targeting a tank with it, too. The second time he tried to get it, he got shut down as well. So really, the Reaper play has not been there from Liquid, and I think that's a hero that they need to work on a little bit because it's so popular in this meta, especially against a team like Luminosity that runs double and triple tanks pretty often.
Yeah, I mean, the continuing theme is not so much Liquid's offense right now, but it is their defense. They had such a strong hold on King's Row, but now you see the disparity in what they're able to do on Hollywood, and you see there's still confusion on what choices they need to go into and what parts of the map they want to play together on and how they want to initiate, etc. And that's only going to take time as they start playing together more. If this just happens to be the roster that they use, which you never know, it could change right after this weekend's tournaments. Everyone could be kicked out of the team or leave or whatever.
Personally, I don't think Team Liquid is going to be changing the roster anytime soon. This has been a much better roster for them. I'd be surprised if they did. I mean, anything can happen. And especially on Overwatch where rosters change all the time for no reason. Certainly if you don't win the tournament, that would be a reason to change up. But I think Liquid has looked way better than they ever have before with this roster. They were able to take a game off LG, and now they're going to bring it to Gibraltar here for the next map. That's going to be map number 4. And normally I'd say that this is a really good move for Liquid, but LG looked pretty strong on Gibraltar just a little bit ago today against C9.
Well, they looked strong for half of it. I mean, they were just unable to close it out against C9. It's kind of been their theme against C9 on Gibraltar. I still don't really love it as a map for them. They seem to have gotten better on it since the early days where they were losing to teams like Code 7 before they were really as good as they are now as Gale Force. But this is a map that I think they've always struggled on for at least a little bit. They're going to choose to attack on it against Liquid Gaming. We should be jumping right into this. They're looking to close it out, have the set. And actually, I think that Liquid Gaming's not ready, but should they be able to win Gibraltar, they will move on to rematch Cloud9.
Well, considering the difference between going up against Cloud9's defense and the current Liquid defense, I think LG, even though they've had issues on Gibraltar before against top-tier teams and a team like Code 7, which we would consider as an equal to with Gale Force currently to the Liquid now, it will be an easier time for LG. I still think at the same time, Liquid knows this, and this is a good opportunity for them to bring it to a 5th map. I think that LG is still favored a little bit here, but definitely room for Liquid to make a showing. It really will come down to their defense, I think. If they give up too quick of a time, even though they have a pretty strong offense, they have struggled at times on this map. These players at Liquid has struggled on this map, and Nuberus previously has struggled on this map, so these players have had issues on Gibraltar before. They're going to need to make a pretty solid time, I would say, in the 7 to 8, maybe even 9-minute range if they're going to want a chance to take this to a 5th map.
All right, so we are ready on the caster side. We are just waiting for the final word to go. And generally agree on that. I mean, I'm just going to say in general, I think going into this match, even though we did see them have some issues against C9, I think LG is definitely favored here, which, by the way, would be awesome for me since I predicted 4-1 in favor of LG. Or sorry, 3-1 in favor of LG. We'll see if that is the case, but...
I did 2. CP. I did
fair.
2.
That's fair.
Yeah, but you know what? Can't take credit after. Can't take credit until the whole thing's over and you can say, I picked it. I'm right.
Well, if it goes to a 5th map, it's going to be Nepal, and that's just extremely unpredictable. I mean, either way, we've seen every team be decent on King of the Hill. We've seen teams also be bad on King of the Hill. I would still kind of favor Luminosity if they have to go to Nepal. We are just waiting for one member of Luminosity who appears to be AFK right now, and then we'll be jumping into it. We're ready. Liquid is ready. Gibraltar, and the only thing I'm pretty sure of is that on Team Liquid, we're going to see Pharah and Mercy no matter what.
Yeah, we're going to have defensive Pharah Mercy. We're going to have AZK on Soldier. And Dummy really is the wild card here. He has been liking Reaper. Roadhog has seemed to be a very good pick on D, and I don't think they're going to be running a Symmetra-style comp. So I really think it is just on what Dummy is going to be flexing into. Would he be Roadhog? Will he maybe try to play Junkrat, or is he more than likely going to do Reaper? Yeah, even Cloud9 used Reaper to control the top blue area, which was very important to them. They, as you know, the difference here is for LG, as we'll see when they play defense, LG likes to play server room. Pretty much the entire team will play in server room, and then they like to jump on the payload once it gets around the bend. On the flip side, Cloud9 likes to play their defense in terms of like a crossfire approach with Soldier on top of bridge, Reaper and someone on top of blue, and then 2 in server room. You can be split up that way, which we saw. I think Liquid, as I mentioned before, I think Gibraltar is one of the maps that require the most amount of teamwork and coordination, and I think it is gonna, hurt them considering they haven't played this so much.
Shut down for a reason.
And
maybe it's best to stay that way.
Well, taking a look here at the defensive roster for Liquid as they roll out here, it is going to be Dehang on the Mercy, Minstrel on the D.Va, AZK.
Okay.
Minstrel on the D.Va, is that actually going to stay? Because that would be
on Torb.
Wow, okay, so this is something new. D.Va on defense, Torbjorn on Gibraltar. The one thing I do like here, though, is that Dummy is on the Roadhog, where I think he's had a lot more success when compared to what he's done on Reaper here thus far.
That's absolutely true. Well, offensively, Gots is going to stick on that Widowmaker. Poops will be on the Lucio. Seagull, I'm running the offensive pair. Enigma, of course, on Roadhog. Milo, of course, on Reinhardt. Esper rounds it out on Mercy.
You know what, Liquid, go for it. Because and I think if Liquid tries to play standard, that they're just going to get run over because they don't have as good of a standard as LG. So if you want to play Torb and triple tank on D, make it happen. And Minstrel's going to be controlling blue instead of a Reaper. They don't know yet. They're going to find out soon.
The offense is moving forward, and I think the offense of LG is just going to be a little bit taken aback here. Not necessarily going to get defeated by this. In fact, Seagull, I guess, saw some of this on the tab screen and said, okay, enough of this. I'm actually just going to go Reaper. So Seagull with the adaptive switching to the hero that best chooses, or best suited to the situation, and for him, that's going to be Reaper.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that the Torb is just still hanging out with them in server room as the turret is just left up alone up top. It's kind of like splitting up one hero into 2 as it's getting some poke damage down now.
Defensive D.Va is what's really interesting to me, but the hook is going to come in here from Dummy. Mesrar with the follow-up takes out Milo. 2 kills here for the defense, but God's able to take out ID. Resurrection coming in here for both teams already. Back up to full strength. ID getting taken out immediately once again. Mesrar pretty low here in the corner. Might drop an Earthshower before dying. Would have to do it pretty soon. Both teams getting pretty bloody here on the point. The offense plus a little bit more momentum, but what an Earthshower from Mesrar. Knocks down 4 members of the LG squad. Moving forward, getting the triple kill. He was, vision-wise, I didn't see him because of the payload, but that was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and after a first hold, now they're in a really nice spot. Dummy's going to have his ultimate up. Most importantly, Molten Core is going to be up, so that they're going to be able to crush it with this turret here. It gets up to 800 HP, gives Torb 500 HP, and lets him just chunk through everything. I like that he's actually fighting with his team in server room because he does an underestimated amount of damage, and just letting him chip through the shield with some rivet spam is amazing. Big engagement here, though.
That shot coming in from Milo does not get quite as much as he wants. 2 kills here from the defense, make it 3. D.Va even getting a little bit of value from the explosion as the server room turning into LG's tomb. Things not working out for them, and I never thought I'd see a D.Va Torbjorn defense here, but it's been working out pretty well.
And Mesrar's going ham. 3 kills on the previous team fight, 3 kills there, including the Mercy and/or the Lucio. Now, they don't have Lucio in this comp, so LG needs to use their speed advantage and, of course, sound barrier that they have to make a play here, and if they don't pay attention to the turret though, they're gonna get punished because they can shoot in the server room.
Seagull right now does have Death Blossom up. He's going into the back, has Torbjorn in his sights, does not want Aardvark to pay off, but Multicore going to make him go back the other way. The team fight taking place in all sorts of areas right now. 3 members of LG in the server room. Mesrar keeping tabs on them, down to 26 HP. This is not a very tanky Reinhardt anymore, as Seagull able to get a triple Death Blossom in the back, getting all sorts of value, gets knocked down by Mesrar in the end, but not going to be nearly enough. We'll see if LG can turn this in their favor right now, but here comes the D.Va explosion, and almost taking out Seagull. Seagull having the Wraith for him to get away from it. Mitchell saying nerf this, getting back into the mech, and the defensive Liquid still hanging in here despite the kill feed not being in their favor. We'll see if they can get back to the payload in time.
Yeah, LG did win the trade, but Minstrel was being very good at being annoying and stalling out the cart. It's allowing time for Liquid to regain. He's going to be knocked out of the suit. It's a big kill there for LG.
AZK does have Tac Visor. I don't know if Liquid's going to go in on this.
I don't know if they
could, but they absolutely will. He's moving in with the Tac Visor. Meets Milo's hammer instead. 4 quick kills here for LG, and that was a clear case of throwing good money after bad. I did not like that shot call coming out from Liquid whatsoever.
Yeah, I completely agree. They're all coming through the doorway. There's almost no chance you're even going to touch the cart before then, and then you just absolutely get rolled on, and now you're in a really rough spot on defense here. The good thing is that the cart does take a while to make any significant progress. ID does switch. He comes off of the Torb. He's now on Pharah. It'll be interesting what Minstrel comes up on. He also changes. He will be back on Lucio.
Yeah, but now they don't have control of the ship. They don't have control inside the ship or Mega Room, and they're stuck on the right side of the bridge here, and it's going to be very hard for Liquid to get some ground.
God's coming in, takes out ID here for the offense. LG piling on here after what happened before, and here's the Tac Visor flank from Gods. Not getting the kills he wants so far, but definitely damaging Liquid from the back. Milo coming in with the Earth Shatter, picks up 2. And LG, they're really just doing whatever they want here. It was a good defense to start off the game from Liquid, but everything just falling apart as the Hang going to get taken out by Gods. Gods just playing Duck Hunt right now.
Super fast shuttle phase 2, all because of that defense throwing themselves at the cart and absolutely dying. No setup at all, absolutely rolled over, and it continues to bowl them over. They're back at their own spawn.
And really, I really feel like Liquid gave up the hangar phase when they all ran in right before it began. They just gave up so much positioning they were never able to recover. And that's why you have to know when to concede a point.
And there was a good first defense. That was a pretty strong hold for that second point. They got a lot of work done with an unorthodox strategy. Be happy with what you got.
So LG right now, very much so in the driver's seat, looking for the opportunity. The defensive Liquid getting pretty deep in on this. Milo looking for the Earth Shatter, going the turn. Will it happen? He's not dropping it just yet. He's having a little bit of patience. Dummy was able to take out Esper in the back line, but not a whole lot else is really going in their favor as LG now with 4 kills. Resurrection gonna bring up some of the fallen heroes. But this is looking pretty good for LG indeed. A Seagull exploding with the Death Blossom, adding on, piling on, whatever you want to call it. 4 extra kills. Reaper getting all sorts of value, and LG should be able to just cruise here to the end. I'm not sure the defense is really going to be able to reestablish.
Wow, with an Earth Shatter coming up, it's going to absolutely lock down this door the moment they peek their heads out.
AZK tried to get in there with the Tracer to delay. That's one way of stopping Tracer from doing anything she wants to do. Just knock her to the ground.
So, you know what? You guys are both right. Liquid had a pretty solid defense for first point and imaginative meta. I thought it worked out pretty well. And then they try to extend to try to defend first, the first point, and they all die. That messes them up for the second point, and even that continued on to the final point of the game. So that one team fight really did snowball the rest of the map.
6-16, I mean, it's a beatable time because of that first defense, but you have to just imagine if there were just any semblance of resistance in the hangar and on last, that could have been 8 to 10 minutes at the very least, which is a good time on Gibraltar.
It should be. It should definitely be 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Liquid threw away a good opportunity to take this map, and now they're going to have to really snowball themselves, and they don't really have an extremely strong... Like, Genji is the character that I think is what you need when you need a fast time without the God comp meta that's currently around and Zenyatta no longer exists and that type of stuff. So the Genji is the one that can solo and make things happen, along with, Zarya, Graviton into whatever, right? Those are the type of things that I think of most. And Liquid doesn't have that lockdown Genji as other teams do. I mean, Dummy plays it and ID plays it, but I think they're going to have to play a little bit standard. Unless we're going to see something completely different come out of them.
Well, they haven't shown Liquid the greatest versatility anyway, so for them to be running something non-standard on offense would be a little bit interesting. I mean, the most versatility we saw was just on their defense. Actually worked out really well for them. I'm just still so kind of upset, actually, that they tried to go in and stop that and threw 4 lives away. But on the Luminosity gaming side of things, on defense for them, Gods is going to be playing the Soldier 76, Enigma will be playing a Roadhog, Esper on Mercy, Seagull is going to play a defensive Reaper, Pooks will be playing Lucio, and Milo on the Reinhardt. So they're not running the Symmetra, but they are still running server room strats.
Indeed, and server room, this is where LG feels really comfortable. They had a pretty good defense last time we saw them here on this map. Their defense on the hangar was also second to none, so I think Liquid will have their work cut out for them. But take a look here at the Liquid squad. As they set up, it's going to be Dahang on the Mercy, IB on Hanzo, Mezrar on the Winston, AZK on the 76, Dummy on Roadhog, and Minstrel going to be on Lucio. So assuming ID actually stays in the Hanzo, I actually like this pick here because it gives them the snowball potential that they actually need to win this map.
Now they should know that LG always likes to play in the server room, and that they like to try to jump on the cart once it turns the corner. Liquid is going to have to be the one to make the initiation, because they can't slow down, they can't lose several team fights here, even though they were able to do that against LG. LG will have a much better defense on the second and third portions, so Liquid can't take too much time.
Liquid needs a lot of things to go right for them right now, and I think a lot of it comes down to, can ID get a pick or two here as Hanzo? The defense going really far on. This might be a mistake. Dummy was able to push Enigma immediately. Seagull, though, getting on the AZK. 5v5 here on the point. That still fears the offense a little bit as Dummy now getting work done on the Roadhog. LG perhaps a little bit too aggressive to start this out. Gods, though, raining in the shots from behind, but I feel like they just could have waited a little bit longer in the server room and let the payload come up.
Yeah, nice patient resurrection from Liquid there, too, is really going to put things in their favor. Nice block of that Earth Shatter coming in, too. They're getting good progress here. Nice positioning.
They're getting good positioning, and now LG has to scramble again top of the payloads. Dummy taking out Milo. ID gang lots of good damage in, and Dragon Strike might be on the way out here. Seagull picking up the double kill with Reaper, but the Earth Shatter going to set him up here for ID.
They ninja'd the cart, they got the checkpoint.
They did.
And now LG doesn't get on it. ID gets 2. ID and Mezwar push the cart. They're going to get spawned. LG has to back off. Gods is going to go down here at the very end. And Liquid gets a big win. I think he does.
He will go down at the very end, but he almost got away. But really, the most key mistake that came out of LG there is that LG went into the archway. They were a little bit over aggro on their defense, and Liquid was able to immediately punish them. And this is where LG has to sort of step back a little bit and look to defend this in the hangar. But a big hook coming on the AZK. Enigma not able to get quite the combo fall through. And this is the part where C9 had a lot of trouble getting through LG. And we'll see if that will maintain, or be the same case here for LG here versus Team Liquid. Oh my goodness, Enigma going full hog in the back. Whole hog taking out 2, giving Milo all sorts of room to move forward, going to take out Mezrar, and LG definitely looks a little bit different on their hangar defense.
It was a little bit of a scramble for LG to get on top of the hangar and to get into connector, otherwise Liquid would have gotten under. Once you get under bridge, it makes it become much easier for the offense to get through, and Enigma holding it down on Roadhog, 3 big kills.
I'm really looking for Mez here. They need him to win this next fight. They just have about 3.5 minutes left. They're going to aggress through this right-hand side. I think that's where Mez is going to go. He's got Earth Shatter up. He's been huge so far in this set.
Milo just going in, though. Finds a good opportunity for the Earth Shatter of his own. Knocks down 2. Takes out Dummy with the big charge. AZK, though, flanking Tac Visor on the way. Has 1. Effectively had 2. 2 kills here for the offense as they move in. Not the worst. ID raining justice from above. The res does come up from LG at the very end, but the barrage coming in right after, as now Liquid setting the tone, taking out just about everyone on the LG side. LG's defense suffering a breakdown, and they're going to get to this hangar, and suddenly Team Liquid has life. They have 3 minutes to go from this point to the very end. I was not expecting that.
And a big kill on Esper. AZK is now going to be able to get control of Bridge, and that's so important on the final part of this map. If the offensive team was able to get control of Bridge, Dahang's going to want to go up there with AZK, and they can keep control of there. Liquid has a very good shot of beating this time.
Now, Liquid is absolutely making a game of it here. Seagull, though, does have Death Blossom at the ready. The defense can stall out here for another 2-3 pushes is possible. Do not write LG off just yet. And Seagull now measuring the offense, looking for his opportunity. The other offense going in, providing a distraction. Here comes Seagull coming in with the Death Blossom. Takes out Mesmer, peppering all sorts of damage into the attackers. And this is going to be a full team wipe in favor of LG.
My ultimate is charging.
Okay,
Did actually use a lot there.
Yeah, about 2 minutes left for the offense to finish this off, and they're going to have a ton of nice tools to work with, mainly that Earth Shatter. AZK is going to have Attack Visor up at that same time, too. Both teams with the Resurrection as well. Probably 2 good pushes left for Liquid to lock out this map.
Right, so the defense growing out. Everyone has everything in their sights. Gods on one hand, AZK on the other, and AZK going to get the better of it. Sends a Helix Rocket right into Gods. The Resurrection, though, going to be absolutely huge here. Esper coming to clutch for the defense of LG, and off that Resurrection, they are going to turn it back in their favor and push back TL.
At the end of that, Seagull with 2 big kills on Dahang and on ID, making sure the res doesn't come out. Dahang will have his res now. The big thing for Liquid is Minstrel's sound barrier, having the advantage over Poops. Poops is 50% behind in sound barriers. All they need to win one big team fight. ID killing Ryan, then get to Mercy. This might be it.
Team Liquid was able to chain a few kills here. It started with Gods being over-aggressive. Gods got picked off, and it snowballed into something absolutely terrible here for LG. LG still has to defend for a full minute. They can't have this end right yet, or they will lose the map. Sound Bearer is out, and Seagull going to the back, looking to murder Dahang. ID having none of it. The Sound Bearer saving people. ID on the double kill, has Barrage at the ready, and this could be all sorts of bad for LG. 1 Q away. There's the Q. ID with the double kill Barrage. Resurrection, though, absolutely important here for LG, giving them a little bit of extra life. Graviton from Enigma in the back, not able to get the kills though that he needs just yet. Still though, Seagull getting on top of the point. Will LG be able to bring it back?
Heroes never die.
This is getting very close. ID again getting another double kill.
And that's
like
the
10
only one
seconds to close
alive.
out.
Guys with the diva, they gotta get it now. Did they do it?
Are they going to do it? It's so close. Time-wise, there's 15 seconds remaining, and that's going to be a slightly faster time here for Team Liquid. We are going to be going to map number 5.
Of the game.
Luminosity also overextending, as you mentioned, after that team fight. They always, as it came down to the final few seconds, they did not need to go push that far. Liquid able to take advantage of that, and after a slow start, Liquid able to make things going. Really, it all comes down to the very first checkpoint, and Liquid able to ninja the cart with LG having 3 people alive and no one touching it. We are going to Nepal to close out the series.
This is going to get settled on King of the Hill. That is a worthy tiebreaker if I've ever seen one, and what a great matchup here. For reference, by the way, the winner will move on to the losers finals to take on C9. We are absolutely filled with great matches from now until the very end. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in to watch this tournament. This is the Alienware Monthly Melee presented by Curse, and so glad to have you along for the ride.
So once again, LG not able to close out the series.
It's not the first time they've been ninja'd either. I mean, it's kind of like, I remember very early on in their career, it might have been when they were mix-up, they got ninja. They were the first back cap I've ever seen, and it stunned me because I'm like, well, you know, back capping's definitely a thing in TF2. How did these guys not know that was coming? But they got back capped on King's Row. I think it's happened to them a couple times since then, too. It is kind of a trend for LG getting ninja'd on the card, getting back capped, that allowed the spawns coming in. Then that overextension towards the end was just absolutely brutal. I think ZP, you called it out. Gods died really early on as they were trying to push into spawns for no good reason, and then after that, they just got rolled over.
No, you can go back and look at the VOD, and I'm sure that LG will be doing it when they look back at the series, whether they win or lose here in Nepal. and Gods just overextended there to a degree that he was not able to be rezzed up or anything like that. He really had no business being that far up, and that started just a death spiral that really let Liquid back into the game, and Liquid was able to capitalize. They got a few extra kills after that pick on the Gods, and that's what let them set the time that they did.
Yeah, Esper was super patient at the end. He got that giant res. You can't ask more for your Mercy there. He was waiting in spawn as people kept trickling out and dying. He got a 5-man res to keep them alive at the end, but Dahang was also really smart, stayed alive back in the corner, dodged a Seagull shot from the Reaper, able to take to the sky, resed his team towards the end. Man, this is super close. Liquid has definitely leveled up their game.
Now anything could happen. You go to King of the Hill for the final map. I think a little bit of pressure has now been put back on LG as they had a great opportunity to close out the series there. And, you know, all things considered, I think that Liquid should be feeling pretty good about themselves going to a 5th map. You know, with the way that AZK played Tracer yesterday, I am not opposed to them going straight on to that type of style, especially for a few of the portions here of Nepal.
Yeah, I think she's really good on a couple of them. Also, 76 is really good, and I think it's the Sanctum phase as well, the really long distance damage. But I think Tracer's also a good pick on that map, so they're going to have to kind of pick if they can run them both, if they have the roster to run them both. Again, I think we're probably going to see a lot of Pharah. Let's get into it. This is crazy. The most important thing is that both of you guys are definitely wrong in your prediction. That's the most important.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring attention to my own shame first, but thank you, Hex, for doing that.
You're welcome.
I should have given Liquid a little bit more credit because we are going to a map number 5. I thought LG would take this 3-1. That's not going to be the case. We're going to a 5th and final map. But you know what? I'm happy to be wrong. I'm a winner either way because this is going to be a great game of Overwatch nonetheless.
Well,
when we saw Liquid play King of the Hill yesterday, ID had a very solid soldier, and that allowed Dummy to play Zarya, which we talked about him feeling more comfortable, and I'm liking it. Let AZK go wild on Tracer. He played so well the other time at the same reason for LG. Let Seagull go on Genji. Let him play, you know, his best character in a meta that favors him on a game mode that I think favors him. Also, let him do work, and you couldn't ask for a better matchup and way to close out the series.
Yeah, everyone pretty much on their best hero too. I think Dummy on the Zarya is actually a really good call as well. ID on the 76 is a little bit interesting, but it's a map that you almost just can't play Pharah on.
Well, here comes the offense coming out from LG. It's going to be Seagull on the Genji, Milo on the Zarya, Esper on Mercy, Gods on the 76, Enigma on Roadhog, and Pook's going to be on Lucio.
Yeah, no big Braveheart battle at the top here as they both take different angles, and it's Liquid playing a little more passively on the low ground here.
Low ground, high ground. I feel like teams have gotten to a point where they don't always feel the need to challenge high ground, just because there are ways of making the low ground work as well. So though LG very comfortable here on the high ground, both teams sort of poking. And the key to this poke here from Seagull is that it gets Dragon Blade up, even if he doesn't get any kills to begin with. But oh my goodness, Seagull deleting AZK, stopping Tracer in her tracks, time not on her side. 2 quick kills here for LG, and LG really starting to turn this in their favor. Seagull very close to a fight 1 Dragon Blade.
Yeah, not only does LG more than likely going to gain control of the first point if they're able to kill Dahang here, who's still alive somehow, finally goes down. Seagull has Sword, and he uses it to continue to kill people. That might not have been so necessary. He probably could have saved it for the next team fight, to be honest. But, you know, very solid start.
It was a great start coming out from Genji. I mean, who needs a Dragon Blade when you're able to get kills like that? In particular, the biggest thing was he found AZK and had perfect timing to take him out. Killing a Tracer as Genji is not the easiest thing in the world. Tracers can usually be evasive. They can immediately counterfire on you, but Seagull found his opportunity, and it was great.
My ultimate is
Here we go. Next fight is about to be underway. We see Liquid getting on top of the point. ID now with the tac visor. Going to be laying the shots, and Enigma just getting ripped up right now. Has to back up a little bit. Sound Barrier coming out here for Liquid. They have 2 kills to start this out. Things are going pretty well in their favor. AZK, though, let's take a look at what he's looking here. Does have the Pulse Bomb up, looking for anything. Has Gods in his sights. Going to throw on the Pulse Bomb. Will not quite connect the way he wants. The Sound Barrier now coming up in favor of LG. Moving in. Graviton Surge coming in. Will they have the follow-up? All sorts of team hugging going on for Team Liquid, but not quite the follow-up coming in from LG, as now Team Liquid looking like they're going to retake this point.
Yeah, they really prioritized Esper there finally. He was hiding out on the high ground for so long, and then Mez finally didn't even kill him, but he did chase him off the high ground. They were able to take down Esper while Dahang lived, and that's the advantage of Resurrection there.
My ultimate is
a decent
charging.
amount of percentage coming out of LG, but I think maybe they wanted a little bit more, considering how strong of a start that they had to this map.
Oh, turn it up.
So taking a look here, the offensive LG getting right back into it. Seagull does have a Dragon Blade at the ready. Milo getting very low before the fight even starts. Is getting healed up now, thankfully. That could have went all sorts of bad for him. But here comes Seagull. He sees the Mercy, pulls out the Dragon Blade immediately. Tahang getting deleted, just sliced and diced down. Zarya now trying to stay alive. Also gonna eat some Dragon Blade slashes and gets knocked into the air, gets taken out by Seagull. Seagull with a absolutely crucial double kill. I gotta say, the Mercy hate today has been unreal. Whether it be Genji's, Pharah's, whatever. Once a Mercy gets seen, you just blow your ult to remove her from the game.
It's kind of that important.
Now they were able to get it up to 45%, and they are going to have AZK's pulse bombs. They will be able to do a little bit of damage here.
You have the tech visor coming out here from ID, looking for a little bit. Is able to take out Milo. Seagull, though, takes out Tahang to start the fight. There will be no res coming in from defense, but Dummy was able to take out Esper. Neither team is going to have a resurrection here. It's all going to come down to the remaining players that are up, and Liquid, in fact, will turn it in their favor. Rough day to be a Mercy.
Yeah, AZK and ID with big kills, and Liquid's able to now get it, and Liquid is slowly coming back in the percentage war. By the time the next team fight happens, it'll more than likely be tied up.
A couple nice late kills. They also have eyes on where the offense is going to try to come in from, so Dummy's going to be able to spam down, get his Graviton going pretty nicely as well, as they're just getting kind of locked out from even getting on the map. AZK's in on Enigma, too.
Enigma is going in, looking for his opportunity here. Mesrar going to take out Gods to start this out, so big engine of DPS already down to start out this fight. Resurrection, though, is going to come in, going to bring up those fallen heroes for LG, which means Gods is back in the fight. Will Enigma drop the Death Blossom? Not going to get the opportunity. Meanwhile, taking a look here at Gods in the back, who was brought up by that Resurrection. Just trying to get whatever shots he can get, but kind of rough here. Has everyone all around him not able to get the shots he wants again. Liquid just swarming like bees over the point, going to take out LG once again. And time-wise now, this is do or die for LG. They have to stand the point no matter what, or they're going to lose this round.
Well, both Mercies died there too, and yeah, too late.
Yeah, you're right. Even with Seagull taking down Tahang in the early portion of that team fight, and with Esper getting the res, it still didn't matter. AZK with few big kills. And once again, God's getting killed out of position. And a good play by Mesrar to spot him out and do that. Him killing Gods and Enigma was a clutch first 2 kills to begin that last team fight. And now Liquid 1 round away from taking this series.
LG is going to need to come in really strong here. They have no more margins for error. They are on effectively what is tournament point here. If they lose this round, that is it. They will be out. So let's Seagull on Genji. I like it. He's going to leave it all on what is many people consider to be his best character. See how it works out.
Well, Gods has had a couple rough maps on that Soldier 76. He switches up. He's going to be playing the Tracer now for LG.
So both teams getting into it here on the point. Neither can make too hard, but Gods and Enigma getting in, gang 2. Now 3 kills. Seagull, Enigma, and Gods all coming in the clutch. They're going to be pushing back Liquid. And first capture of this point is going to go to LG.
Yeah, look at this chase. They take down Minstrel and Tahang too. That is about as good as that fight could have gone for LG. Not only do they win by killing all 6, but they kill 3 and then 3 about 10 or 15 seconds later. Really going to slow down this next even attempt for the Team Liquid, who's going to come in from this top side.
My ultimate is charging.
They're coming in for the top. Note that ID did build a lot of ultimate charge in the last fight. Already almost has attack visor. Should be able to get it in the mid-fight. Would have had it already if that Helix rocket had hit. And Liquid now getting right into it. Following Winston, the entire team getting in on it. But Gods takes out Tahang immediately. Tahang not going to have any resurrections up. Rough day to be a Mercy, as I've said time and time again, as 5 kills now for LG. And my goodness, does the team fight end quickly when you delete a Mercy like that.
Milo and Mesrar are both having a huge impact on not just these King of the Hill games, but on the entire series.
The defense right now for LG hanging on to a point, very dominant, 50% away from taking this round. They have all the ults up in the world. Gods can start with the Pulse Bomb if he wants. Enigma has Death Blossom. Seagull with the Dragon Blade. I can't see them losing this next fight. It's possible, but everything would have to go right here for Liquid as Enigma starting out with a bang, taking out Dummy on the double kill. Seagull slicing and dicing in the back, taking out what he wants him to hang. Again, going to go down before getting off a res.
This is about as one-sided as it can be. It's like 18-0 right now in kills. I don't think that Liquid has gotten a kill yet. They've gotten wiped out completely 3 times in a row. They might just want to stay in spawn and just think about what they're going to do on the next stage, because this does not look like they're going to have a chance at this one.
Knee it out, wait for halftime, whatever. But the defense here for LG definitely in a good shape. Gods right now is actually going to look for a pickoff here. This would be huge if he got it. Waiting. Has the Mercy in his sights. Not going to go for the Mercy and just drops the pulse bomb in the fray. Does not get the kill he's looking for. His dummy, in fact, was able to take out Pooks. 2 kills here from the side of the offensive team. Liquid Esper, though, going to get a big 3-person res, bringing them back into the fray. He'll go down, but his team is back in it. Enigma now. Will he be able to get the ultimate off? He's moving in. Death Blossoms, but goes down. But Gods on the return here. Being one of the few people up and remaining here for LG. But I think Team Liquid should have this point.
Well, Liquid will finally win the team fight, get some kills on the board.
All right.
The problem is it's already 99%, and Seagull is almost at sword.
But
now,
here's what they have going for them, though. I mean, they've got Graviton, they've got Res, they're going to have Barrage, they're going to have Death Blossom, so they have a lot of tools to be able to hold this. They can't lose a fight, though.
Graviton Surge coming in, going to pull in multiple members of LG. Doesn't quite get the value they're looking for. Still though, Liquid up 2 players. Gods in the back looking for some value. As Dummy now really putting on a clinic as Roadhog has 2 kills here so far. Looking for a little more as Enigma blasting off again from that Zarya right click. Liquid going to hang on here. And this isn't danger time here for LG or anything. They do have about 3 more pushes, but if this push doesn't work out, I feel like they're going to be under a lot of pressure, because if they do lose this round, that is it. They will be out of the tournament.
Now, the key for LG, and we've seen it previously on Legion Tower, is they want to combo Sound Barrier into Sword instead of Seagull going solo without it because of the possibility of death.
Poops is so
now
far
LG, I think they need to get something going here. Seagull is looking for the sword opportunity. Will reflect a rocket into the Roadhog. LG now just starting to swarm all over the point, getting deep in the back line. Has 2 kills, looking for a little bit more. Here comes the Dragon Blade, slicing and dicing, looking for whatever he can get. Reaper going to live, at least for now, but still the momentum entirely in favor of the attackers of LG. This is looking good.
There's been no resurrection available as they've killed Esper a couple times before the fight to hang. Already res once. He's going to have res up again if he can live through this just momentarily. He does live through it, so they're still in a decent position to defend. They need to get on the point, though.
They do need to get on the point. LG has retaken it, and now it is up to Liquid to get on the point and keep it in overtime. But the cleanup crew being manned here by Enigma on the double kill, looking for another. Will get another. So Enigma finishing things out here with the quad kill. Make it.
Well, Liquid has to feel okay that they did not get just squadooshed there, which they were about to just get completely shut out of that map in an embarrassing fashion. So at least they put some momentum together here, and this is it. This is the set right here in this match. It is 1-1. Winner goes on to face Cloud9.
The reckoning draws near.
Soldier 76, reporting for duty. We're all soldiers now.
All right, so taking a look here at the offense coming out from the Liquid side as we come down to it all here. This is a best-of-5 series, but it will be decided by this round of King of the Hill. It's going to be AZK on the 76, Minstrel on the Lucio, ID on Pharah, Dahang on Mercy, Dummy on the Junkrat, and Mesrar on the Winston. So Junkrat coming to play here on the Sanctipar and Nepal, and it has been effective in the past.
Yeah, I mean, and then everyone on LG is just playing their best hero. Seagull's on Genji, Enigma's on his Tracer, Gods on 76, Milo on the Winston as well, Pooks and Esper playing the supports, and Lucio and Mercy.
And this is where you'll see teams sort of do this dance on the Sanctum stage. They'll rotate around and around while looking for the right engagement. Neither team really wanting to lose this first fight, as so much is at stake, and you don't want to be the team that has to retake the center point.
Milo gets caught out a little bit here. He's way far in. Dummy takes down Enigma too.
Gods right now fighting ID in the back. God's going to win that fight. That is huge for Gods, since ID has been so crucial to Liquid success. And now God's in the back, able to do whatever he wants. Has a double kill, looking for more. Was getting Mercy boosted as Seagull going to get in on the action, slicing and dicing AZK out with just the melee and shurikens. So LG going to take first control here of this point in all likelihood. Very decisive start coming out from them.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid had an opportunity to take first point. They got the first kill. Enigma went down. They had Milo out of position, as Hexy mentioned, but they weren't able to get the kill, and Esper came in with the healing, able to keep him up. Now Esper has res, Seagull has sword, Enigma's gonna have pulse bomb. Everyone on LG is gonna have ult advantage.
LG definitely has the advantage going in this fight, just on ults alone. You look at it, they have just about everything up, really almost nothing up on the Liquid side. And this is where, when you have control of the point, you can play around the edges and you don't have to get on the point. You make the other team get on the point and you punish them for it. Still though, no kills coming out for either side. This is a pretty monumental effort for the Liquid. They do have the barrage, or sound barrier up for them, going to give them a little bit of extra durability as AZK getting the first kill here, taking out Enigma. Down goes Pooks. Will there be a resurrection? Esper right now working in the wings, waiting for the signal to go in and res. And right now, deciding to hold off on it. I think one of them fell into the pit, so they didn't get the res they're looking for. And as a result, Team Liquid able to retake control of the point despite the huge ult advantage that LG had.
Minstrel showing off his rollerblading skills as he did fall in the pit but was able to skate out.
Dragon Blade coming out here for Seagull, looking to slice and dice, takes out Minstrel, looking for the Pharaoh over the top, is instrumental in taking out the Pharaoh. Big resurrection though coming out from Dahang, giving new life here to Liquid. Dahang though going to get taken out. Seagull being an absolute beast here in the back line. AZK in trouble on 76, will take him out, but not before dying in turn, is now LG turning the tables here on this point. This is so incredibly close.
Yeah, Gods actually puts himself on a tear there, takes down 3 to secure that flip over the point. This is a completely back and forth. Not a whole lot to work with, though, for Team Liquid, as they're going up against a team almost full of ults.
Now, Seagull switching to Reaper is a good move, considering the double tank coming out of Liquid. Liquid's going to have to respond.
Liquid is coming in, but Gods has really been the problem here for Liquid here in this fight. Gods has been in the back, and he has been just ripping apart the TL side. And AZK, I think, has had such trouble with Genji on him in the back that he hasn't really been able to counter. Although Seagull, of course, now is on the Reaper, no longer on Genji. But still, really good control here coming out from LG, but here comes the attack visor from AZK, looking to take out Gods, will murder his nemesis, takes out Esper as well after the resurrection. 2 kills here for AZK. And this is a little bit rough. AZK will go down the end. The resurrection from Esper, bringing Gods back into the fray. And overall, LG doing pretty well on this.
Yeah, Pooks was able to get a nice knockoff on the point.
The bomb from ID, turning the tides.
It's a 2-on-2 on the point. Tracer and Winston versus Tracer and Winston. Milo and Enigma going head-to-head with Mezzer and ID. And they're going to get the first kill on ID. And LG is going to continue to hold the point. Milo with another kill on Mezor. 2 big frags from Milo.
This is huge. LG right now, if they're able to wipe out Team Liquid, they will get past this. They will win this best at 5, and they will send Team Liquid home. They are about to do just that. Team Luminosity will be your winners. They will be moving on for their rematch with Cloud9.
Really intense last point. Liquid with some nice opportunities there. They had no business actually winning that second team fight with the ult disadvantage that they had. ID with a nice pulse bomb. They gave Luminosity a good run here, and even on that second point, they had no business even getting back into the round, considering how dominant LG was, and they had an opportunity there to close it out. So an extremely tight series, much closer than I thought it would be, even though I thought upset potential was there. This went down to the wire. Nice stuff from Team Liquid.
I mean, Team Liquid, you just got to be so happy that for them, they're definitely a team to watch despite losing that. It's also a really huge win for LG, not because they're able to beat Team Liquid, we expected that, but that they're actually finally able to clutch. And that's been something that we've been worried about for LG, who seems to give away games that they shouldn't. Losing there would have been a huge blow to their confidence and obviously their chances to win the tournament, but now they get rewarded by having to face Cloud9. A team that's...
Well, we started out our day with Luminosity versus Cloud9, and LG really did have a lot of opportunities to take that in their favor. Cloud9, though, did shut the door on them. They stopped them from actually winning those maps, and I think it was still a closer series than the score reflected, and LG is going to get another shot at Cloud9, a team that previously, up until this tournament, really was not dropping any series whatsoever, got knocked into lower bracket by Envy, so either way, we have some great matches left for us here tonight.
I think Liquid put up a good showing for today's tournament. I think going into Onog and the Josh OG Invitational this weekend, they're looking very solid. I think the Pharah, of course, Mercy combo works very well for Dahang and ID. AZK playing great. The questions that I have for them are, well, one, Dummy and his role and finding the best role that he can for the team. And they only have a limited amount of practice time and scrim time right now, and that's limiting the amount of comps that they have for these maps. Most of all, that is the defensive sides that they're going to have to look at and expanding the map pool. If they're not able to do that, they probably will have the same difficulty this weekend as they're having now with teams like Cloud9, Envy, and LG seems to be like in their reach. But I could also see Liquid losing to Gale Force and NG Red at the same time. So I think they're going to have to look at things going forward. Hopefully get some time to get some practice in.
All right, well, we are getting